Good evening. It is the day that we're going to get into some great stuff today. And hope each and every one of you have been just enjoying life over this last week or so. And I am just really proud of being here with you today. So, once again, you could have been any other place tonight, but you chose to be right here, right now. With that being said, I'm going to serve you. And for those who know me, I'm Roderick Martin, of course, the host of this show here, Roderick Martin's High Strangeness. And where we talk about things that, you may not believe it. And tonight we're going to go deep into a subject that I think that, has two twists to it. Because one, it has the positive things that people talk about, oh, is needed, and this is what you need to do. It's going to do all these great things for you. Then it has a negative connotation that I'm going to discover that people are probably saying, you know what? We want to use this to control people, and we're going to talk about it. And what am I saying? We're talking about water. Yeah, I know. You probably said water. What do you mean, Roderick? Water can control people and do things. Man, there's a lot of power between what we're going to talk about with water. We're going to get into it in detail. Make sure you stick around because I'm going to cover some stuff tonight that's going to really throw you into a thought. And remember, as always, your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. So I'm going to open your mind tonight so that your eyes can see something that's probably right in plain sight that you may not know. And some people who intentionally is doing this knows, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it may not be a good situation for us, the truth seekers and people that are doing some things. But I'm going to get right into it. So we're going to talk about it. So of course, there's a few announcements. Once again, if you had not went to our website, check out some of our products and stuff tonight because it is going to be a conscious spiritual show. I'm wearing a collaboration between Moonwear and my company, High Strangeness. And y'all always hear me say that you can't grow spiritually while learning religiously. And so here's what it is on a shirt there. You can see it all pretty much. But anyway, it's not for sale yet. It's just me sporting the wear. But thanks to the collaboration of Moonwear, which is Selena and myself, High Strangeness, this is one of our first collaborations. But anyway, listen, I'm going to get this show started first with my affirmation because I think it's time for you to understand what we're doing and we'll do this together and pretty much. But I always do my affirmations at daytime or before I go to sleep. And this is one of the ones that I use, especially when it's time to access and gain knowledge and knowledge to share with the audience and the truth seekers like yourself. And so this first affirmation is that I am more, and you probably heard it before, but you're going to hear this all the time. I'm more than my physical body. Because I'm more than physical matter, I can perceive that which is greater than the physical world. Therefore, in this exercise, I deeply desire to expand, experience, to know, to understand, to control, to use this information greater in energies and all. Well, anyway, let me start. Therefore, in these exercises, I deeply desire to expand, to experience, to know, to understand, to control, to use such greater energies and energy systems as be beneficial and constructive to me and those who follow me. And also during these exercises, I deeply desire to help incorporation and assistance and understandings of those individuals whose wisdom, development, experience is equal or greater than my own, and I ask for their guidance and protection from all influence and any other source that may provide me with less than my stated desires. And I now protect myself as I may be needed from those influences and reject any source that may restrain me from my desires. So this is my affirmation that I do. And the second part is that I open this channel of communication only to those whose knowledge, wisdom, development, experience is equal and greater to my own. And I restrict such contact and communication to constructive purpose and reject all others. And I only have this channel open as I constantly desire, and other times it remains closed. So right now it is open. I consciously desire information and wisdom and context so that I can relate to you what we're going to be talking about, not just about water. This is one of the most powerful substances on the planet, and not only for life, but just the opposite, the yin and yang. It's one of the most destructive forces on the planet, if not number one. And we will get into all that tonight. But then also, how do we use water for our benefits, especially when it comes down to our consciousness? Now, when we talk about that, yeah, we're going to give you some examples, and people are going to give you the main stuff, and I'm going to cover that little simple stuff first. But it's deeper than that. It goes far and beyond to a place where our consciousness and our minds and things we don't really understand the codes of water and what happens with it. But what if I told you there's people who do understand the codes of water, how the use of water, how the power of water not only could be manipulative, but controlling, and at the same time dictate our actions. And I'm going to prove that to you here in the show later on in here, that it is just that. And so therefore, there is two sides in yin and yang of water. The people out here promoting water, and there are some people out here saying, you know what, we're going to take control of that. So let's get right into where I'm going to go with this at the beginning and how we're going to talk about it. So, like I said first, if you talk to many people, they're going to tell you, what is water? Water is a vital substance that, is essential for life on Earth. It's clear, it's tasteless, it's odorless, that it covers about 70% of our planet. And we can find water in various forms like lakes, rivers, ocean, and water has the ability to exist in solid, liquid, or gas state, depending on the temperatures. Now, we drink water to stay hydrated. We need it to survive, and water is also essential for survival of animals, plants, and serving as the lifeline for their growth, reproduction, and well-being. All right, so that's your first part. Water is here. Now, as we know, Earth is 73% water. Mankind have not been able to explore the oceans to the depth of the oceans. We just don't have the technology. We have some small equipment making get down a little bit, but we don't know. Now, I've always said it, being into the ufology world, that, okay, we know that 90% of our UFO sightings come in and out of water. And so therefore, the possibility that there's underwater bases, or what we call USOs, exists. And of course, there was reports by the Navy and all these people that something is out there in the water. Even submarine captains have reported these bogies flash just going through the water by radar, which got to be some type of UFO or submersible objects, or whatever they want to call them, USOs. So the point I'm trying to make is there's a lot of context with water. We got shows Avatar. We have all of the, I think even in the last one of Wakanda, the guy came from the ocean. And so there are stories and myths of water. When we hear some of the greatest stories in all of this, it's all mystical when it comes from water and underneath. Now, I'm going to give you some information from the book of symbols that I'm studying and the power of water and how essential it is. But then also it's going to start teeing into the power of water that some people have figured out to use for their benefits. All right, so I'm going to come right at you. So just sit down. I'm going to come at you with this in a few minutes. So once again, you can talk to a lot of gurus and people and naturally, and just regular people, parents and everyone else. Everybody knows that there's a benefit to water. There's clear skin. It gives you energy. It gives weight loss, mood, productivity boosts, healthy hearts, aiding in digestion and preventing constipation. That's just some of the few. And the reason for that, again, because we are substantially made of a high percentage of water. We are. And so therefore, it's a necessary component. Whenever you see the alien invasion movies, they always come to Earth to what? Take the water. It's somehow about this water that is so essential when it comes down to this. And so let's get into it on a personal note. And then I'm going to give you some other sides of the fence when it comes down to that power of water, because water is so powerful and it's destructive. So let me give you some destructive sides of this. We already know we got tsunamis. We're talking waves that's 30 and 40 feet. There's not another destructive force on a planet that's more destructive than aftermath of water. All right. And you're talking tsunamis. Look at these pictures. The whole town is decimated from the rise of water. And how could water do that? Where would it come from that we can sit here and we can watch the greatness of this, the beauty of water in this trend, this tranquility state, if that's the word I'm going to use. And of course, if I do anything, say anything that you think is improper, I want you to use your magic of your mind, the power of your mind. Go over here to my grammar box, which is virtual. Get in there and get the corrected letters and pronunciations for you, so it works for you. If I misspell anything, I want you to go to my spelling box. It has unlimited letters, in fact, from A to Z, and you can use as many as you want. So you can correct, even make up your own words, such as I do from time to time. And so I just want you to know you have the power to correct and do yourself, and don't worry about how I do it and roll. Just know in your mind that you are the one, and I just gave you that power. So therefore, let's get down into it. So we talk about the destructiveness of water and the power of it. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to give you a little chi. Tai Chi, if you haven't ever done a little bit, I read this a lot, right? Or Tao, even though it's spelled Tao, but Tao Chi. And one of them today, I'm going to read to you. So it says, the supreme God or good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is the content which the low places that people disdain, and thus it's like the Tao. In dwelling, like close to the ground. In thinking, keep it simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family, be completely present. And when you're content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. So that's your lesson there when we want to talk about that side of the fence with water. But before I get started, let me open this book. This is the Signs and Symbols source book that I'm studying a lot of stuff. And when I got to the study, it talks about water, and it goes into it a little bit. Let me get it right here in front if you just want to see it there. But there you go. Basically, it talks about the person that you love. And you do love somebody. I love somebody. Well, hopefully y'all love me. Somebody loves me, right? Put it in the chat. You do. You got love for me, right? All right. So the whole point is the person you love is 70% water, without a shadow of a doubt. That's our general makeup. As well as 70% or more of the surface of the planet is water. All right. The nature of water is that it's defined by the shapes of solid objects that surround it, but it is and has shapes of its own. Now, I'm getting to this because in a minute, I'm going to give you some disturbing stuff. I'm going to rattle you tonight. I'm going to give you some things that you need to pay attention to that is happening in plain sight, that somebody has figured it out. The power of water is not just about survival in life, but it's about control. And they are doing it right in front of our eyes. Okay. So, and the other part of this, and I'll give you a pre-up to that so that you know where we're going to go. I'm going to give you a glimpse. All right. There's a little logo right there. All right. We're going to get round to it. I'm coming to you in a minute. Just get ready. You saw the thumbnail. You see the man laying there. You see the cracks in the ground. You see the symbolism of everything. You see the logo, the skeleton, all that. We're going to get into all that. Just hang around. So I just gave you a little tips of where we're going tonight. But the point I'm trying to make, that is sacred. And when water is frozen into ice, it is solid. Water depends on its environment for the form it takes. And I used to say this all the time. In relationships, I always felt that one of the most powerful substances is water. And I would say women are like water, okay? You all are real strong and powerful and fluent and flowing. And depending, and this is just my analogy only, depending on the shape of this glass, this could be a man. And no matter what the shape is, when water is initially pouring into this, it's going to take the form and shape of this. And so, quite naturally, if there's a good woman and she's being poured into a man that's shaped like this or like this, then therefore it's going to take that shape. But then over time, hopefully it's powerful enough to do some things. So even the sacred symbol in this book, that even in a sacred geometry and all of that, the same thing goes for water, that it takes the form and shape of all of those things. And so I'll be making this hydrogen water with some codes in a minute here. But having said that, we're talking about the nature of water and how sacred it is. And I'm not going to go into all of this, but I wanted to set the tone, the moon. All of these things affect the tides because it's affecting water. then all of a sudden it's supposed to affect our mental capacities and how we operate and all of this. So why is that so powerful in more of the uh, cosmic side of things? And that people will fail to see that there's the puppet side of this thing that water would do it. And then I'm going to give you a guy who says that water is the new gold. He's been buying up all the water, and he says that we need it to live. And if we don't have water, and he's saying it's going to be more powerful than oil. Did you know that? Did you know there's a plot right now? Did you know that some of these countries are coming over here buying all our water out of our lakes? Water is going to be limited. Okay. And the fact that they're doing this is because it is one thing that people need to survive. And like I said, there is a billionaire who's been secretly buying up all the water. And he says, plain and simple, you're going to need it to live. And therefore, he wants to own it. So stay in your seat. We'll get into that information there. So now that we have set the tone, we've set the tone for where we're going to go totally with this show in depth. And I hope that you are ready, because I'm about to come in your seat right about now. And we're going to do that. So we're going to talk about it from this vibrational codes with water, which I use the codes, but I don't think a lot of people understand totally what's going on. So I'm just going to go into it, but at the same time, tied into what is happening in the real world that we're going to see and how it's affecting our children. So there is a connection between water and consciousness. It really is. Water substance flow through our lives, not only sustain our bodies, but it seems to hold secrets beyond molecular composition. Now, we're going to talk about how the Japanese researchers unconventionally experiment open a door to the intriguing intersection of human consciousness and water. I want you to make sure you understand what I'm just said. There is a connection with the human consciousness and water. I didn't say water of survival because we need it to drink and not be thirsty and don't dehydrate and die. I'm saying our conscious mind has some type of connection that we're going to go through for this substance. Then this substance is so powerful that it actually, remember, water can form the shapes of whatever it is. So therefore, you're going to find out when we speak, when we put life or things into this water, sound, all of this, that it changes the molecular structure of the water that we drink. Okay, so think about water that's in our sewer systems that city water is recycling and putting it into your pipes, then goes into your home, and then at the same, your kids run over to the fountain and drink some water when they're thirsty. It is their substance of choice when it comes down to that. So let me get this thing to focus right here. There we go. And not on this. All right, focus on me, camera. It gets out of focus when it misses. All right, so I bring it all the way back, and there we go. Well, anyway, you get the picture. You can hear me pretty well. It'll come back into focus and sight. It shouldn't be focusing on all this other stuff. But anyway, so where I'm going with this is that we know, hang on, let me get this thing. Y'all see that? It's a blur. So it's supposed to be focused here. And then my face is here. But it's looking at something else. And maybe it has its eyes on my paperwork. So I'm going to put my crap over here. Let me put this over here for now. All right. So anyway, there we go. All right. We got a clear picture now. All right. So basically, there are positive and negative influences in water. Okay. There's controversies and skepticism. There's concepts of influence in water when it comes down to it. Any other controversies is that the concept that this guy was talking about has a lot of shared skepticism, but we'll get into that a little bit. So let's just get into right here. In here, the chapter talks about the connection between water and consciousness. How does it affect positive words? So they did a test from spelling, from positive words to different things. And from here, from the word compassion. Let me see if I zoom in for you a little bit. There we go. Okay. So they did a test of these are different. This is molecular structure of water after they have spoke into the water. You see wisdom, thank you, heavy metal, different thing. Now, when it gets down to negative words, you still got love, you got thank you, all of this. The water change, and when they freeze it, it changes its molecular structure, especially when it gets down to wisdom, truth, peace, all of these things. So water has its life of its own. And so when you want to understand the vibration of all of that, and I'm just touching on this particular subject, then you wonder how water affects our chakras. How does water get toward the consciousness? Now, my aim tonight is to give you the information of that and then lead you where you can go and search and do things for yourself and go deeper to look into it, basically do that. But when you're going to apply the concepts of what this water does, you've seen me put my hydrogen water on the different substance here. So basically here in the vibrational codes, it talks about the essence of water, love, abundance, embracing wealth. And basically all we would do is at some point is decode what the water does. So you got love, you got freedom, you got all of this. And I'm just going through this for a minute for prosperity. All of these are codes that goes into the water. So in a minute, I'm going to choose one of these, maybe love and abundance. Maybe I'll choose, freedom. And I'm going to put that water over here on top of it while we talk and let it go ahead and process before I drink it. But in the meantime, let's get freaking deep in this right now. So just let you know, you can get that on the website. You can go to whythebigsecret.com. Actually, I'll put a link up here and we can go from here right now. Hang on. This is the book of Sacred Secrets, but it's the same link. So you can go there and download this from there. All right. So let's get deep into what we're talking about. When we are talking about water and the power of water, is it possible that we already know that from spelling? In fact, matter of fact, let me go back to this. I'm sorry. We already know what we call spells and what we call all of those things when it comes down to this, right? We kind of know the process of all of that. So I'm going to refer back to the book of Sacred Secrets, but let me go. It's been my holy grail of substance of information, but I think page 93, because I remember this stuff quite often now. Yeah, there we go. So we talked about this before, that words of frequency. Remember abracadabra. We talked about the frequency of love, hate, and symmetrical, distorted. And this guy used the same stuff in that he put it into water. So he would speak and freeze the water, and then the water would then have this molecular structure where they can see that the water itself was listening, learning, and as it said in the sacred book of symbols over there, that water becomes that form. So we can speak whatever we want into the existence of the water. But now there's a company out there called Liquid Death. This is why I'm here tonight. So Liquid Death, I was at the grocery store a couple of days ago, and I took a picture of this can. Now, this is a can that has Liquid Death as the title. The subtitle, it says Green Guillotine. And at the bottom, it says Murder Your Thirst. And then on the can, it has a Skeletor type situation. People, let's get back to the basics of this. If what we have already learning from the vibrational codes, and we know it to be true, scientific, by the way, data shows it, that words in water speak into the molecular structure of the water. So if you got people drinking this water and the can is like the code and the water is inside the can, so they don't wrap that water with words that we know or spells, powerful situation. I'm not saying it's done intentionally. We're just going to assume it's a mistake. A $1 billion company mistake about that be going. And if you think that's joking, wait in a minute to tell you how this thing is doing what it's doing. So when you look at that can, and then it wasn't just that one. Here's one called Liquid Death, the Grim Leafer. All right. Okay. If any of you seen Neil deGrasse Tyson's picture that he floats around, where the words can be misspelled, and you can look at it, and your mind processes. A great photograph. I wish I should have put it up. And your mind is processing that already to give it the right. What's the word I'm looking for? To give it its the right connotation to your mind, so it can look at this horrific spelling stuff, but the mind figures it out. So do you think for 1 minute that a person's mind doesn't understand that saying the Grim Reaper, even though they're saying the Grim Reaper? So Grim Reaper. I mean, we know that's the shadow of death. The Grim Reaper is death. And the name of the water is liquid death. And murder your thirst. I mean, they're using words. These people are using so strong of a words that we talk about the spells. We did that with Doc B. We talked about spells and how spells can conjure, and all of a sudden it's in this water. Okay. So another can is Slaughterberry. All right, people drinking this stuff. And remember, it's water. So people think it's great water. They figure out a way to rebrand the water. And they're sitting here saying, okay, this is, one of the things that are happening. And I think at this point, people are not seeing it. Now, am I alone with this? Anybody with me? Anybody following along? Let me know that this is where I'm going with this. Now, let me tell you something. Put it in chat, because I don't want to be by myself tonight. I'm supposed to have a bunch of moderators, and I see Philly Cat, I see Monica. Thank for my moderators and all that, and appreciate y'all in here tonight. But other than that, I'm saying, am I alone with the thought that you think this is done on purpose? Absolutely right. Let me tell you why. Because if water is the new future, this is just my opinion only. Water is the new gold. We need it to survive. And if they want the conspiracy of population control, and if they want to say we want to control the population, and they're already saying that they need water to survive, let's spike the water. We don't have to spike it with alcohol. We don't have to spike it with liquor. We know there's a power above. Like I just read you in my affirmation, there is a power supersede the physical realm, that they know that they can take that power, embed it into the water, and call it liquid death. And it's the number one selling item out there right now. And I'm going to give you the proof of that in just a few seconds. All right. And I'm not just playing with you, because the other point of this company, once again, is called Liquid Death. And I Googled it. You can Google it. They have a $1.4 billion valuation, and likely due to the performance in the market. Their retail sales was up 100% from 2023, growing from 110 million to 263 million dollars. They're on Forbes. This is overnight, people. They are compared to the other water, Evan and water, whatever it's called. Y'all got it. You know how to do the grammar. Don't correct my ass. I don't want to hear it. Do it yourself. The whole point I'm saying is Voss water, Fiji water, Smart water, Dasani water, all of these are built, multi-million-dollar company. And this thing comes out of nowhere. And now they're the top dog. And wait a minute. I'm going to show you how deep this goes. I'm going to show you some connection. Yeah, water has memory. Water has all of that stuff. So there was a guy that I'm going to bring to you in a moment that he said it. He said that water is the new gold. He said it. In fact, I'm going to give you a quote, what this man said before we get to it. I'm just going to throw it out there to you. He's a billionaire. He said, I know people say that water is like air. Do you charge for air? He said, well, of course not. Well, you shouldn't charge for water. But he said, okay, watch what happens if you don't have no water. You get what he just said? He's a billionaire. He's old. Obviously, he must know about reincarnation, because he's going to come back to his empire. He's in his 80s, and he already has a philosophy of setting his grandkids and great-grandkids in motion to control the world. And a vital substance that we need that, it's godly, it rains, it comes from the clouds, it gets into the oceans. But it's not the power of that part, it's being it brought to you. See, this is why when I have my land and I'm doing my land, my bunkers, and y'all think it's funny, I'm going to have my own water well. You tap into your own water. Water is an essential part. In survival and preparedness life, we talk about it. I don't care what you do. You can have all the food and guns and all you want, but you ain't got enough water. Oh, you're a goner. And they know this on a sub level. We all know you got to have water. But did you know that they can train you? So imagine this, like I said, and I'm coming at you. If you get to a point where this water that you're getting out of sewer systems where somebody have been unalived, dogs, feces, all of this stuff, water got memory. It's in there. Okay. So it goes into the house. It's getting into everything. We boiling it. It's in the foods. It's the water have memory. Y'all follow me, right? And so therefore there's something that we all need to carry in thought when it comes down to this. So let's get back to the plan of these people, okay? And what is happening. So they come out with a marketing thing and they said, we're going to come out with some water. We're going to call it liquid death. On the flip side, someone else would say, oh, that's just humorous. That's just great branding because water doesn't kill you. Oh, yeah, it's the most destructive thing out there. You can drown in it and it does stuff. But on the flip side, it's connected to consciousness. Water is directly connected to consciousness. I want you to do the rest of the research yourself. So someone asked me today, well, Rod, do you think they did it intentional? I said, they're $1 billion company. You think they didn't have a focus group, a marketing branding company that if it was negative, somebody did tell them that, what are you going to think? And then somebody else says, no, I did this for Monster Drink. I did this for these other products. It works. People will do it because of ignorance. Someone else who was having a conversation, well, why don't people rebel or what? They don't know. And they can care less because they don't understand what's happening with that. Yeah, okay, some people do, and they may stay away from it. I was shocked. Now, probably a year or two ago, I probably would have walked up and got the can. It's a cool-ass can, blah, 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 and drink it. Oh, it tastes good. This is some killer shit, right? Not knowing what I just said at that time. But at the same time, if it's coded with words like this, Slaughterberry, or rest in peach, get the freaking out of here. Rest in peace. You think your mind don't connect the conscious dot that rest in peace is rest in peace and RIP is death? And it's called liquid death. And then they uncoded the can with words and verbiage and the energy. And now it's in that water and you drinking it. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So what if that drink in that water is activating cells in your body that's triggering the body to begin to shut itself down over time? Maybe it's a year, maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's whatever it does. But it's programmed. It's programmed to do whatever it's going to do. And now you're putting that programming into your body. Am I on a limb? Am I out here on a limb? You know what I'm saying? Where's everyone else at? What's going on? You know? So all I'm saying is we have to look into these freaking scenarios. Okay. So let's go deeper. So they got another can here called Dead Billionaire. Murder your thirst, dead billionaire. Now, what if you have aspirations to become wealthy or financially stable and you're drinking some dead billionaire water? You're drinking some water that is telling your body to shut it down and do not create financial stability for you and your family. It's coded. People, it's the number one selling product out there. It's the number one selling product. If you like what I'm talking about, hit the like button, share. If you find any value where I'm going tonight, you can, give to the channel tonight. If you go to our books and which will be taken down, like I said, I should have done it, but I'm a few more days. I got a bunch of emails. Sacred Secrets, which is all this stuff is in here. Decoded for the water, it's in here. I'm providing all of it because it's serious time, people, and for serious people. Get your copies, get what you need, blah, 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 blah. Save yourself if that's what you want to do. Save others if you got that in you. Okay, because there's a plight, and I'm going to get to it in a minute, the actual plan, so that you know where I'm going with this. And I'm not just playing. I'm not just coming up with this stuff. But anyway, right here on the screen, if you want to donate tonight, there's a Cash App out there. We're a self-funded show. And so without you, there's no me to be here and lights on and everything else and research and time and that it takes to do that. So why do I have to say that all the time? I don't know. Maybe it's just a reminder that I would just like people to know. And some of you support religiously. And we are coming to some greatness to where soon people will pay us here, and be ready for that. And I will thank each and every one of you for getting me thus far. And without that, I wouldn't be here. But here's the point. Where I'm saying with that is this. If you're ready for where we're about to go, I start studying symbols. Okay. And let me get to this right here. Here's a book that I'm studying symbols. I got all kinds of books. And one of the symbols that I ran across was called the lightning bolt. I want y'all to kind of see it. I'm going to put it up on the screen right here. And let me zoom down on it for you. Okay. All right. There we go. You see that right there? It's the lightning bolt. It's used for a symbol of power and occults and everything. You see the way that design is. Let me know if you see the design. I need you to put it in the chat right now. Let me know you see this design, this lightning bolt, because it's symbolic, okay? Because I don't need you to not mess this up tonight, all right? I don't need you to not mess this up. And thank you for the contribution, Rambo Light. Thank you. I mean, really thank you for sure. All right, so let me get back into that. The lightning bolt is a power symbol of occults who believe it gives you power or control over others. And it was used by the Nazis. Someone else just said that as well. And it's used by music groups such as KISS and AC/DC, superimposed over inverted pentagrams, and is worn by the high priest of Church of Satan. Are y'all feeling me? So where I'm going with this is this. Let me go there. So if you think about this group KISS, here's their logo. All right. That's their logo. Now, let me give you a little background. They're a heavy metal group, and they're well known for their involvement in occult activities, and has been claimed the symbol stands for Knights in Satan's Service. The SS is the lightning bolt, which tends to confirm this. This is what they are. Now, take a good look at them. Take a good look at this group. Look at their faces. Look at their expressions. And these are not just the original people. This is the original one here. The tongue, the whole 9 yards. And they are millionaires and billionaires. I mean, I ain't say billionaires, but they're there. Or y'all follow me. And I know you might say, well, Roderick, how does that got something to do with water? Let me tell you in just a second. I'm going to show you where it's there with the water. You feel me? And maybe I can get somebody's attention. Maybe I can have some church. No, I ain't doing no damn church. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, that it's something for us to think about when you think about this situation that I'm about to tell you about. So I just took it out the signs and symbols, the lightning bolt, the group. So now I have presented you that water, when encoded, can encode positive messages and negative messages. You will see that right here, the connectivity between water and consciousness, and how does it affect positive word, thought, spelling, and intention looks like. This is what this looked like when they speak it into water and freeze it, and they can go back and see the molecular structure. Wisdom looks like this beautiful symbol, isn't it? Compassion. Look at the beauty of the symbol. This is the earth, the not earth, but just the whole thing. Thank you even looks so beautiful. I will kill you. Look how that looks. When you speak, you're a fool in the water. Look how it gets dark. When you say wisdom, look what the water does. Water before and after the Buddhists. Look at that. A Mozart symphony, it still takes the shape of compassion and all that. Peace. Look at all of that. Thank you once again. But before and afters, you have before, after, where water was in immune and vibrations. Prayer and water looked like this before prayer, and then water looked like this after prayer. This is 500 people sending positive message to a bottle of freaking water. The bottle of water went from here to here from people sending powerful messages. People, these codes are here. The water, could you get ready to see me now? I'm gonna put the water code up, my water on here, and let it impose. So I gave right here, you can find our books, and you use this over and over and over. It's this frequency and vibration. This stuff is real. Yes. Hello, that's who it is. That's who did the study. All right. So now that I've set that up, that water has life and intention and all of this in it. Water is the number one biggest the substance that earth is made of. Water is what we are made of, humans. Water gives life to everything in the four cycles of the spring, summer, and fall. When water hits in the rainy season, everything grows and everything affects water. Our minds and shift, the moon, and everything is all done by water and tides and all of this. Water is one of the most lethal thing on this earth when it is pissed off. When water is disturbed, it can cause tsunamis and things and floods. It's not when we have these hurricanes over here in Texas that hit Texas shores because they don't come that far. It's the water, the aftermath, the flooding, and all the power of that and the negativity of that affects our lives. But what if somebody harnessed that power? What if somebody knew that it affects us consciously and they figured out a way that they're going to tap into this at the same time that water is becoming one of the most scarcest thing on the planet? Japanese companies, or if you go look it up in the oceans, you'll see these big water things that they're just floating back, and they're coming over here getting all water from the Great Lakes in Michigan and all draining it, buying it. Nestle, they're buying it and they're taking it back over because it's a commodity for the future. For some odd reason, they know this. And all of a sudden, a company comes up and put together a marketing plan. And now let me bring this shit home to you right now. Okay. So I gave you KISS, and you probably asked what the hell they got to do with this and what's the power of water. Well, okay, so that's them right here. But if you go and look at Liquid's commercial, look at this. This is one of their ads, FX Liquid Death. They look like they are imposing this, the devil worshiper. This is their ad freaking campaign. This is somebody who's known to be that right here, who represent devil worshiping, and the name of their group is the Satan things, right? So that's for starters. I'm just coming at you. That's just for starters, okay? That's just for starters. All right, so their marketing. I saw a commercial. Ozzy Osbourne, they did a commercial. Go look it up. It's on YouTube on Liquid Death's commercial. He drives up talking to these two kids who are about to pour liquid water in their cups. And his words was, hey, don't snort that. This is a commercial. And it's targeting children who said, what are you talking about? And then he comes back and he said, oh, don't snort it. Oh, don't freebase it. This is dope, people. He's talking dope conversation. He's talking about dope conversation to kids, and are putting this powdery substance in their thing. And this is a national ad campaign, meaning companies, corporations, and all this know it and saw it and can care less about letting it get out into the airways because they're making money. Okay. So he comes up, he drives up because he's one of their heroes. He's a hero. And he says, hey, don't snort that. He's like, no, the kid says, no, I'm going to drink it. And he said, oh, don't freebase it. He goes, no, I'm going to drink it. The kids keep saying, I'm drinking the water. So now they have this comparison to this water, making it look like cans for beer so that people, unbeknownst, will begin to drink it and feel pretty good. And they doing that. All right. Have I came at you? Have I made any sense? Come on, give me some chat. Somebody talk to me. Who we missing in our chat? Oh, we don't have, the moon is not here tonight, huh? Okay. So anyway, I'm saying, yes, it's sickening and it's happening in real time. And it goes from the cold of water and it goes from all of this stuff. And I'm saying to you, what's the effects? Are y'all ready for the effects? Let me know if you're ready for the effects, because I wanted to bring it home to you, the power of what they're doing and why. Okay. I'm not getting what I need from my audience right now. So I'm saying that, look at this. Let me put this down to you. Thank you, Desiree. She said, I'm ready. Somebody says they're ready. Hello, 2 people say I'm ready. Thank you. That's 2. All right, that's 2. That's cool. That's cool. And there's a lot of people missing this show tonight. But let me tell you something. Here's KISS. Here's their commercials. You ready for this? Here's Ozzy Osbourne talking to two children saying, hey, no way. And look where we are fucking now. These are kids holding water with their tongues out from a double worshiper who is worshiping the devil and got these kids in full effect. And they're targeting the children young. They're targeting the children young. Right there, holding the water, emulating. And let me tell you, their age is light years apart. There is no way that kid knows about that group because the kid wouldn't have been around the group. You would think they ain't sitting at home listening to it. They're not sitting at home listening to it. So now we go all the way back to water is coded. We go all the way back to the company Liquid Death is one of the highest rated companies, the advertisers, and somebody like, well, people don't know. No, they know. And intention is because they can code things that make us blind enough to buy and drink it and put coded words on it to hypnotize or control our minds in the conscious realms, which at the same time will affect you in this realm. And you heard me say in my affirmation at the beginning of the show that I read to you, I do it all the time because I feel now that it's important that I'm more than my physical body because I'm more than physical matter and I can perceive, which is greater than a physical world. So I'm picking up way beyond this part, and therefore in these exercises, I deeply desire to expand experience, to know, to understand, to control the use of greater energies and energy systems, benefits and construction to me and to those who follow me. See, I make an affirmation to make sure that you cover it too. I use those that you are covered because what comes out of my mouth need to help you. So I want to make sure I tap in to make sure I'm not saying anything that's frivolous and everything else because words are powerful. And the fact that you give me your time and you listen to it, I at least better have something to say in a correct way. You get what I'm saying? And so with this affirmation during this exercise, I ask for help from the people on the other side, the angels and my what I call my inner CEO and all that help me make sure I'm connected and finding out. Because why? I started drinking a lot of water lately. And it's been helping me. I drink the hydrogen water. Even whether the hydrogen is doing its effect, it's still because of the bottle and the fact that I think I'm doing something, I'm preparing, I'm now drinking more water because it's the preparation I like to do. Or I like to see it turn all blue, and then I drink it, and now I'm drinking a gallon of water a day, and I'm feeling great, and my a lot of stuff is functioning, everything is good, and my energy level is high, and everything else, only because I'm doing what I was supposed to do that I wasn't doing because I'm 73% water. And not knowing that, I drink some sodas and all that, and I ain't been doing none of that. I'm just drinking water. And my mind has been clear and powerful, and it's been doing a lot of stuff. But the whole point I'm trying to make is they know the power of the water. And they know the power of the water that they can then control us through the water, but they're not going after you damn adults. They're going straight to the barrel. They're going straight to the barrel who will be tomorrow's consumers and tomorrow's freaking zombies, tomorrow control group and everything else. And if you think that ain't working, that is working. The kid is holding a can that looks like beer that her dad or mother is holding in the room. So now she feels equal. See, this is all by design. Look at the gold tip. Look at the gold top of that can. Look at the bottom. Look at the colors. It is designed to look like beer so that the kids will now feel like they're adults. And then they got models and people doing this so that your children and everybody can drink it. And people like him pulling up, telling them don't snort the powder of the drink. In other words, whatever, but they're going to do the exact opposite. And these people are behind this stuff. And all of a sudden, this people is doing the devil. And all of a sudden, they're using these recommendations and they're getting these kids to do this. Oh, I hope I came at you tonight. Right? I hope we said something because I'm not even finished. I'm not finished. But hopefully, I'm saying to you that there are some things that we are talking about. You feel me? So it is serious enough that this is no joke. It's no joke. And these people are planning to do some things. And how deep is the plan? Let me go into the plan. Here's a beautiful face He's 80 something years old. His name is T-Bone Pickens. He's a billionaire here in Texas. He's old. He's rich. He has a lifestyle of the rich and fucking famous. His money got money. And you hear him quoting, I know what people say, that water is a lot like air. And do you charge for air? Well, of course not, he says candidly. Well, you shouldn't charge for water, but okay, watch what happens if you don't have it. And that quote is his words. Go look up videos. He says he thinks water is the new oil line. He's betting his $100 million fortune that he invested in it. That's it. He hopes to run water pipelines over 250 miles tracks from property from Texas all the way to thirsty Dallas. His eyes is to supply Dallas with water. What if he decide that they want? Now, he ain't going to be around, but his kids are. And you think they're not going to inherit the grandfather or the great-grandfather and understand what he was doing? Yeah, they're going to do it, and they're going to live off of it, and they're going to worship him, and he's going to have a big-ass picture sitting in the family photo over the fireplace where everybody is saying, thank you for your vision, that you knew that the water is going to be the most powerful thing. And the Bushes, don't get it wrong, the Bushes, yeah, President Bush, their whole family's buying all the aquifers. They've been doing it for years because they know the power of water. And ain't nothing you and we can do it if we're living in suburban cities where water needs to be piped in for us to survive. Get your land, people. Get out there and get outside of Texas and outside of city limits. I don't care if it's 3 acres. Do your geological studies. See if it got water running down there, because you can tap your own well and control the future. Not for you, maybe for the next generation. Because the plan is in action. And when they know that they can go and code something that we're thirsty with every day and the power of that every day, they are not playing. They're not playing. And it's happening in real time. So if you think I'm saying this, then go to the grocery store and look at something that I saw that caught my freaking attention. They was packing up for the shelves. This was in the corner of one of the stores. They were packing. They're ready. They got to sell. It's in the back. Maybe they feel sorry. They put it in the back, but they sure got that big old sale on it. And I'm sure there's more stocked up front. That's how much they selling it. This little store, they had 2 more pals back there. Because why? It is the number one freaking water. And look, it's marketed on Instagram to the kids, TikTok to the kids, Facebook, YouTube, 8.3 million followers. Liquid Death have 5 million TikTok followers. A brand, by the way. And they're better than Perrier water, whatever, and Vaults water, and Fiji water, and Lacrosse water, Smart water. And I buy a lot of Smart water from Sprouts, the spring water, or not Smart, but the other one, that's the spring water. But I'm saying they have a plan. They have a working freaking plan. And they're doing it in plain sight. And they're not playing with us nor anything else out there when it comes to this. I just want you to be prepared that you can do it. So when you see this that I'm doing right now, I'm going to do this right here in front of us. I'm going to take my little book over here. I'm going to take my other little books over there. I'm going to take my little dog chair over there. And I'm going to go with, maybe it works. I'm going to go with some pure money code today since we need funding. And I know it works. So I'm going to take it, as you can see. And I'm going to take this water and I'm going to put it right there on top. And then I'm going to turn on my hydrogen water maker and let it begin the process. So I'm saying to you, she says, Roderick, do you too worry what they're putting in the bottled water that they're not telling us? Well, spring water supposedly is not processed and is not the way, filtered bottled water is. And it's just possible that we just don't know. Sometimes I even think, is it actual spring water or is it regular water? What is it that they're doing? But the whole point is that somebody knows the drill. And for these people to decide that they're going to go to the next level and they are bold enough. See, we thought Monster was bold enough putting those 3 marks of the beast on their cans and people drinking it. And we know energy drinks in some cases will knock you out of this place. But nobody thinks water will because it's water. But then if they don't know what you have learned tonight, and we've been knowing about vibrational codes in the water, then they wouldn't know that the people are spiking the water with vibrational codes. You get what I'm saying? So I just drink spring water. This is what I'm using now. So I take spring water. This is what I'm using, and it tells me what spring it come from. And so I'm not using filtered water, and I take the spring water and I use the hydrogen machine. As I still study hydrogen water, I've still got to learn. But what it has done, it has put me in a mindset to drink more water because this little tool, I just like processing it. And then when it says beep, I drink it, and one little bottle of water, even though taller this thing is half of this. And so I'll drink 2 in the morning as soon as I get up with no breakfast, got to finish fasting. And then I drink 2 around lunch. So that's 2, half a gallon of water. And then I drink 2 in the afternoon, evenings when I'm eating. And then right before I go to bed, I pump down 2 more. So by this point in my little marks, I drink a gallon of water. And it has been truly helping me, period. So now, the fact that it's now hydrogen, then it's it. I found this on Amazon. You can get a lot of them. They're cheap. And this one was on sale, $99. But they got $39 ones, $49 ones. I just saw that this was a little high because you can put it on 10 minutes and pump it with a lot of hydrogen. And so I do that. Okay. I'll have it with me at the Conscious Awards because it's going in my little backpack. So when I go to the restaurants or whatever we're doing, we sit down, I'm just going to pour my water and drink my hydrogen water right there. So I don't have a link. It's called Puri, Puriviva, Purvi, Aviva, whatever, and it's on Amazon. That's all I can tell you. Y'all can go there. Yeah, but it's a lot of it's on Amazon. They got hundreds of them. When I looked at them, you just pick one, and then the only reason I picked this one because regular price was $149. It was red, $99. I'm like, oh, I get a deal. Maybe it's worth something, so I bought it. But it's pretty cool. But I use it with the vibrational codes. Okay, right there. There you go. That's what you see me doing right now. You see all them words, love and bliss, and because I'm doing pure love code right now. Why? I'm looking for love. I want love in my life. A lot of things about to happen. I'm about to break free and all of that. So why not put the intentions out there and I'm putting in my freaking water? So I don't mind putting pure vibrational code of love all in. This is the tree of life, by the way. It's the tree of life. It says, I am love. I am happy. Love, Love, past tense, D. I'm loved. I'm loved. I'm beautiful. All of this bliss and who and whole and ascension and all of that is in this code. And the code is in the water. So if you see me putting a code in my freaking water, and all of a sudden these people put a code on their can called freaking green guillotine, or Graham Leafer, which is reefer, or strawberry slaughterberry, or rest in peach, which is rest in peace, or dead billionaire. And then at the bottom says murder your thirst. The words, the codes, the abracadabra, the spells are going into the water and you're drinking it. Our people are drinking it. Okay? They're drinking it. So what's the problem? There is a problem. They're drinking. Okay, so you heard it. It beeped. And then I'm going to open it. You're going to hear the hydrogen. You hear that? All that hydrogen. Boom. So you see it spraying right here. So I'm going to drink it. There we go. That's how we rolling. So I use the Pure Love code. I put it in that water. Now I transferred the power of love and a code of abundance inside, and you can get this on the website for the time being. Go up there and download it. Use it every day. Reuse it. Just print it up. Put it under your pillows. You got pure money. You got freedom and abundance. Who don't need some freedom and abundance? Who doesn't need love and abundance? Who doesn't need money and abundance? And it explains each one of them to you. Respect, beliefs, observe, reflect. It's a whole guide for you. It's not just that. You're going to understand how to use it. It's going to be there for you. Everything. Decoding the vibrational codes of water. You get you some tonight. It's the same link. You can go to make sure my moderators are putting it in the chat, and I'll put it up on the screen. Well, my moderators are not putting it in the chat. Let me do my job here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna replace a lot of moderators. We have a few that. So if anybody want to be some new moderators, I got some good ones. Some of y'all are there, but I need a few more because sometimes I know they get busy, and I know. But anyway, there is it on the screen right there. The Why the Big Secret merch. That's a book of secrets as well as the codes. And pretty much. In fact, I'm going to eliminate a few in a minute. So, and then we want some active mods. Yeah. So if you want to be a mod, make sure you send me an email, and then we're going to bring you up into that. But I got some good ones here now, but I need 4 more. I need 4 more mods. Yeah. All right. So let me continue. And like I said, I'll go back real quick as I do a recap. Water is good for us. We know it. Water helps with this. We know it. We know also the opposite. Water is one of the most destructive powers on the world. Look at the remnants after a tsunami, what happens to water. But look at the beauty. When we do see the power of water, look at the beauty of it. But then also look at the destructive power. Then comes along a company that this dude is dead, they say, and he's done drink the water. This is an advertising photo. Oh, yeah, it's powerful. You think it's cute, and it says mountain water. Spring water is what it's trying to tell you, with a skeleton skull face on the can, and the dude is stretched out, laid out in the desolate land, like desert, like water doesn't exist. And look at the symbolism of this whole picture. The whole picture, the symbolism of look at that. If you was walking somewhere and a door had that face on it, would you go in there? No. And the other one had a happy face, you're going to go to that one because that's how they spoke back in the days. They didn't have language back in the days. They had symbols. They can put a picture and you knew what to do. And so pictures mean a lot of stuff. And we just talked about how you can code it. And like I said, I gave you the back history of KISS and the group, the name, which is the Satan worshipers. And the guy right here looking at it, and all of a sudden, this face is now part of their marketing campaign, which in turn now got that tongue out right there. And now you got this kids holding up that drink because it reminds them the exact identity to this, which is the same that their parents. Look at the gold tips. It emulates the gold can, the same color. So it looks like Miller Lite beer, but kids are holding it because they get empowerment. Look at, she is empowered. She's empowered holding that can that make her look like an adult that Ozzie Newsome is driving up telling them don't snort it. And then he's telling them don't freebase it. And the kids are like, oh, we're going to drink it. No way. Look, they're holding up their liquid death. And all of a sudden, it's $1 billion company. And it's right in plain sight. It's in plain sight. It's in plain sight. Right there. Thank you, Philly Cat. She put the logo up. A link. Put it up on the screen there. There you go. So you guys are welcome to come in or kill all zombies. Hey, man, I tried to call you. I tried to reach you on WhatsApp and all of that. Somehow it's just not working. So whatever you can do, try to figure out so we can communicate, my brother. She said, I would like to buy one of these bottles you have. I don't sell them. Yeah, Monica just put the link in Amazon. You can go look it up there. I just bought one. But thank you. Cash App there, pretty much. For some of you who just getting here, I'm wearing a collaboration shirt. Look at this. Y'all remember when I always say you can't grow spiritually while learning religiously. So we turned it into a powerful shirt. Look. Yeah, streetwear. Oh, let me move this thing off the screen. Anyway, look at that. Look at that. You can't grow religiously and spiritually. It has some stuff on the back, but anyway, Moonware. She's not here tonight, but maybe she is. I don't know. But anyway, it's one of those things. I wish I did sell them and to support the show, but I'm just telling you, go to Amazon is where you're going to get it. But what you can do is get the codes so that you put the water on here and you begin to put your water in there. Okay. This is $20. You download it and put it in. I put it in this little Amazon thing myself. Okay. And I put it in there and I'm taking it down for good. I meant to do it this week, but I got like 20 emails of people say, can you wait till I get paid on Friday? Because it was a real big hit when I put the video on Forbidden Knowledge. So, and then this is the Sacred Secrets. All of this stuff will no longer be open to anyone else because we was trying to do something. And I've got so much backlash from other influencers of bringing you all into the knowledge of it all. Not that they're saying it in a negative sense. It's just that they just teach from it, and that's it. This one is $30. The other one was $20, and I will tell you to go in there. And then I have hidden truths. You want all three, to be honest with you. And then it's going to support us in what we're doing. Okay. Let me look here in something that we're going to be seeing here. So let me stop right there and pretty much. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to end the conversation in depth because I'm going to cut this video off later and re-edit it for other people to watch it when I upload it later on. Okay, but we can, this Freaky Friday, we can continue to talk a little bit and pretty much. I don't have any way for anyone, and I will say pay half and half. I've had like 6 people call, one person I talked to, and you know, they say they don't have the money, and some of them I try to work with them, and not one of them have paid me, not one. So I'm just letting you know. Not that you would do it, and I've been blessed anyway, so it's not that it's a negative of the loss and everything, but just saying that we can learn from that or whatever, and pretty much from, because once they get it, there's no way whatever and attraction of it, because sometimes people may not use it, so the value of it to them may not, because they're not going to read it and do all those things. But the link, let me put it on the screen right up here for you. I got a picture I can put up for you. Okay, hang on one second. There it is right there. Instant download, whythebigsecret.com/merch. Check it out. It is limited. I'm telling you. And there's a lot of people got it. And they're I get calls all the time. Hey man, there's some great stuff. And yeah, and just pretty much from there. So I just think it's pretty much that you can do from there. Hopefully tonight we shine some light upon situations or what I'm talking about. Hopefully we can do this. Because it is a definitely need if water has this program and they're already knowing it. And like I say, do your research. China, a lot of these companies are buying up all our water in our lakes. Okay. And just because it rained doesn't mean that that's what we're talking about. It's not raining more than it is leaving water. Water levels in all these lakes are low. All right. And 100 years from now, it's going to be, and if you go back to Africa, there was a lot of people fighting wars over water. Okay. They were fighting wars over water. I'm just telling you. African women had to walk miles and miles. Y'all give a shout out to Maya. Appreciate the support, man. I tell you, because hey, listen, if there's anything y'all want to do for me, y'all can support this show. My book signing is going to be at Forbidden Knowledge Conscious Award. And then Billy is my publisher. We're going to be marketing that book everywhere. So hopefully, not hopefully, I know for a fact finances will change and I don't have to really sit here like it's live. I mean, I get comments, oh, he's asking for this, he's begging. And actually, I just want to tell people, you know, symbolism, okay? And the part I'm saying with this is there's people that I think when they hate you the most, they watch you more. There's people who ridicule. I get jokes of, oh, look, he need to lose some weight. There are some people out there will come at you and they ain't doing nothing. They're not helping humanity. They're not doing nothing. thing. Oh, yeah, some people can say, well, Roderick, don't care. I don't care what anybody says about me as long as it ain't the truth. But I'm saying there's some bad people out there, and there's some jealous people out there, and there's some people who don't really deserve to be on this planet. And we may need to figure out a way consciously to rid ourselves of some of these people who have taken. Now, why do they exist? They exist because shit like this is happening, where they can put stuff on a can, green guillotine, and their guillotine attitudes come to my show and they want to talk crap. Their green reliever that they're drinking, Murder to the Thirst, makes their minds that they will have some liquid courage and they want to come to the show and attack. They got slaughter beef, berry, which is whatever. Now they want to come and slaughter. And now all of a sudden they want people to rest in peace. And maybe I just said it, but I'm saying it in a good way. They need to go. And dead billionaires, and they don't want us to raise no money and drink it all. And I'm saying it's a plan. And once again, it's kiss to this. Yeah. And they're light years apart. That kid ain't listening to their music. I hope not. But how did they know? Because they got the connection between this and that. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how they're rolling. This is exactly how they are rolling. And they're doing it in plain sight. In plain sight. And they're growing, by the way. They're growing. They're growing. The Liquid Death Company is growing by leaps and bounds. People buying stock probably if they go public because they are a bona fide company. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing it across the bat. Yeah. The one to get into the book club is the 400 books. Now, we closed out the book club, but since I said here on the screen, because if you go to the site, it won't say book club anymore, but only if you heard it here on the show and we do it, blah, blah, blah. But Monica has, we're intimate now. Our group is really intimate, and we wanted to kind of keep it that way because we have a lot of great discussion. I'm not saying if you don't want to join. But if you join in later on down the road, it's not, you can buy the ebooks, but you're not going to come into that. So we're doing some great stuff, and we're doing some good stuff. We have a lot of fun. So we talk about a lot of things. We go off left here and there, but it's cool. We won't be doing a book club this Tuesday and next Tuesday, possibly. Monica has a few things that she needs to do. School is starting, so she has to focus on those children that's coming up. And then the week after that, I may do it. And I think Phil had a couple other people, but other than that is one of those things. But you gotta purchase the let me put it on the screen. You'll see it on the website. It will look like this right there. Okay. It will look like this. So you'll see an image, you go to the website, buy it, and you'll be good to go. Furthermore, if you want to find some more stuff that I've done, go over to Gaia. You'll see an interview I did with Regina Meredith. George Norrie brought me on Gaia. I'm in a show, Alien Endgames on Discovery. It's on Apple TV and a lot of other places now. Roswell's New Mexico thing, or 75, Forbidden Knowledge, Ancient Aliens. Apple TV, I'm in 2 shows, Bigfoot 1 and 2. And then and there's another one that I'm in as well. And